Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out here today. I really appreciate you. Thanks to everyone that have been supporting this channel, and thanks to everyone that have subscribed. Please, if you haven't yet subscribed, do click on the subscribe button down below, and also do give us a thumbs up just to let us know that you do appreciate what we're doing here. So the news reaching us today is that INEC should be blamed for the trouble and the tension in Edo State, the Edo State governorship election, and bringing up all about the political tension in the state. We all know that in recent time, the tension has just been from one end to another, from the Obaseki's camp to Oshomole's camp, and all of that, allegations here and there. And we all know that it was alleged that INEC was about to be bribed, or Obaseki was trying to bend the hand of INEC by gifting them a building and all of that. That all went down in the news. But right now, they are saying that they are the main problem. They should be blamed for the political tension in Edo State. Let's just go straight into the content of the news. INEC should be blamed for Edo political tension. Primary objective of the government is the protection of life and property of every citizen. Amidst the coronavirus outbreak that is ravaging the world, an election should be the last thing that will compound the problem. On the 30th of April, a supposed mock primary election by a faction of Edo State's APC was held in the residence of a former deputy governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Imwasun, with over 20 persons in attendance. The faction, composed mainly of Edo People's Movement (EPM), whose loyalty is to the APC national chairman Adams Ochomole, was to produce a consensus candidate among Dr. Pius Odubu, Pastor Osaige Ize-Iyamu, Engineer Chris Ogiwonye, and Charles Eharibe to battle it out with the incumbent governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, in the main party primary election. The problem started when other aspirants perceived that Pastor Osaige Ize-Iyamu had done some corny underground work. This led to the cancellation of the meeting. This has hit up to the polity of the state, with the opposition party calling for the arrest of the participants of the supposed election and for them to be quarantined. The Independent National Electoral Commission should be blamed for such a political hit-up. The simple logic thing the electoral umpire should do is to postpone the election indefinitely. If this is done, the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, will have much time to focus on bringing up measures to contain the spread of the deadly disease. Edo State has over 60 coronavirus cases with more than 3 deaths. If other important sectors could be shut down, what's election that cannot be postponed? The Electoral Commission fixed 19th of September 2020 for Edo State's gubernatorial election. The primary election and resolution of disputes arising from primaries would be between 2nd of June and 27th of June, while campaign will begin on the 21st of June. Last month, an official of INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Mr. Festus Okoye, said the commission hasn't made a stand on whether the election is to be postponed or not. The commission would not succumb to induced panic relating to the conduct of Edo and Ondo governorship election. The commission will not call off, postpone, or adjust the timeline for the conduct of both elections when it has not issued the statutory notice evidencing commencement of activities and programs for both elections, he said. The lives of the people should be taken more seriously than the forthcoming election. Recall the war that took place between Governor Obaseki and Comrade Oshomole before the intervention of the presidency. If such is to happen again, Edo will be in total wreck because the governor will no longer have time for the health sector and the protection of lives of the people. INEC should postpone Edo election. Wow. So yeah, it's been alleged here that INEC is the real cause of this the political tension in Edo State. We do understand right now that this pandemic is really it's really a trying time. It's hard time for all the states. All the governors are battling, seeing how they can combat this disease. And I do applaud Obaseki because he's doing two jobs at the same time. He's preparing for the forthcoming election. At the same time, he's looking into the system, into the state, to see how they can really fight this COVID-19, how they can combat this. So he has two things that he's doing at a time. But the truth is, at the end of the day, one is going to suffer. Definitely one is going to suffer. Either he's going to be his campaign is going to be weak and he might end up losing the election, or the states will not be ready enough and to fight this COVID-19, thereby affecting lives and leading to more deaths. We know that about 60 cases, COVID cases, have been identified in the state at the moment, and we want to curtail the spread. We don't want this coronavirus to take the whole state to. It's a killer disease. To be honest, it's a killer disease. It's not something we want at the moment. So what is being said here is quite understandable and is quite reasonable as well. But I don't know if Edolite wants it that way. The suggestion here before us today is that INEC needs to postpone this election, that all of this tension, it's kind of distracting Obaseki as the current governor, because obviously Obaseki is an aspirant as well. He wants to come back for another 4 years. He wants to do another 4 years. Meanwhile, and he's still focusing, his eyes are still on Oshomole, because Oshomole is still carrying out activities. We know the other day that a mock primary election, a mock primaries was held in Edo State, and Obaseki frowned at it, and it raised alarm, and people, a lot of persons were saying that those people that attended that primaries, they ought to be arrested, they ought to be quarantined, because in the first place, they broke the law. It has to be 20 persons in a place. But what did we get? The people in attendance in that mock primaries that was organized by Oshomole, they were obviously more than 20 persons. So what's going on in the state? So what they are trying to say here is that the lives of people is more important than an election. Election can always come, but I don't know if INEC feels the same way. We remember the other day, the chairman of the electoral commission, INEC, Mr. Festus Okoye, he made a statement saying that as of now, they don't have any plans of postponing the election. Everything still stands. The timeline for the primaries, which is in June, and the May election itself in September, is still gonna hold. But do we really think that is the way we should go? I want us to comment on this. Do we think that INEC should actually postpone this election? The election is not just for Edo State. We know it's for Ondo State as well. Ondo State, they are preparing as well. But it looks like attentions are being divided right now, because if we look at the whole economy, everything is on a standstill. And then people can't really understand why even this election cannot be postponed. It is meant to go on a standstill. INEC doesn't feel that way. We know it was alleged also that Obaseki was trying to twist the hand of INEC by renovating a building for them or raising a building for them in those states, and that drew a lot of attention. But the Edo State government came out and gave a statement that that bid, it was a bid that was advertised online for tenders to be submitted, but the Edo State government, they replied and said it was basically an error. So let's take that as an error anyways. But INEC, it's a call out. Let's weigh the options here. Let's see which is more important, the lives of people. But we know INEC, like they said, it's not like a final say. They can still make changes. All they stated on that day was that as it stands, everything still remains the same. If there's going to be any change, they are going to communicate it over to the people. But is it really true that INEC should be blamed for this tension? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think. Drop your comment down below. I will be more than happy to have a decent conversation with you. Want to take this time to say thank you once again. Please, if you haven't yet subscribed, Do click on the subscribe button and don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit on the like button. Till I come your way again, it's bye for now and God bless.